Is it over? Thank God. Hey guys, James Keifer here and welcome to another review video. Today we're gonna go over the 10 biggest moments of the series finale of Game of Thrones, which aired last Sunday. Alright, before I get started though, I just want to tell you, if you are new on the channel and if you are into movies, TV shows, and books, consider subscribing. I put out review videos like this every single week. So if you're into that kind of stuff, feel free to subscribe, okay? The link is right in the description below. So having said that, let's go over my top 10 biggest moments of the last episode, the series finale. As I go over the list, I'm gonna tell you what I liked about it and what I didn't like about it, all right? So, number 1. Tyrion finds Jaime and Cersei's bodies. I actually like that, guys. I like the fact that they opened the episode with Tyrion finding his siblings' bodies. Because in the previous episode, when Jaime and Cersei died, I wondered, how are the other characters gonna get confirmation of their death? You know? And I was glad to see that they actually showed Tyrion finding the bodies, because now the other characters had confirmation that those two are actually dead. Just like I told you last week, I still didn't like the way that Jaime and Cersei died. You know, I thought, it was a very romantic death, and, especially for Cersei, she deserved something a lot worse, yeah, in my opinion, than what she got there, yeah? So, anyway, let's move on here with our list. Number 2, Tyrion confronts Daenerys in public. Right after finding Jaime and Cersei's bodies in the Red Keep, down in the Red Keep, the first thing Tyrion does, he walks to Daenerys in public in front of all her armies and starts confronting her, and he resigns himself as her hand. At that moment, I thought that Tyrion was gonna die, because he was defying, he was confronting Daenerys in front of all her armies, yeah? So I was actually fearful for Tyrion at that moment, but luckily he didn't get killed. He just he got arrested. Number 3, oh my God, Jon Snow's hesitation to kill Daenerys, yeah? He hesitated a lot, guys, he goes to visit Tyrion in his cell. They have this long conversation, and Tyrion is trying to convince Jon that she's gone mad. He made a mistake in trusting her, and now Jon has the chance to put an end to it by killing her. And we see Jon thinking about it and being very hesitant about it. He even defends Daenerys up to a point, in that cell with Tyrion. And guys, I swear to God, Jon hesitated so much that I actually thought to myself for a moment, maybe he's not gonna do it at all, and that would have sucked if that happened. But I'm glad that he didn't. But just he hesitated so much that it actually got on my nerves a little bit. Number 4, Dany's death. Yeah, so what happens is Daenerys kills everybody. She walks into the room there with the throne. I thought it was very ironic how she never got to sit on the throne. She just touched it, and then that's it, right after she gets killed. Yeah. I thought it was ironic to see that. But then what happens is Jon comes, confronts her, and then stabs her, and she dies. All right. Again, I wanted that to happen. I wanted Jon to kill Daenerys, but it was just too fast. It was just so fast for me. It was practically in the beginning of the episode, yeah, and it just felt a little bit too rushed. Yeah, she died just too quickly. Number 5, Drogo burns the Iron Throne and leaves. Yeah, so right after Jon Snow kills Daenerys, the dragon comes, Drogon, and first of all, guys, I liked it. I liked the fact that Drogon didn't kill Jon. I would like to imagine that the dragon Drogon, he feels some sort of connection with Jon, yeah, and that's why he didn't kill Jon. Yeah, especially if you go back to the beginning of the season. Yeah, I guess it was episode 1 or 2. That scene where Jon is alone with Daenerys and the two dragons. There's a scene there where Drogon stares, at Jon for a while. Yeah, so maybe Drogon at that time was sizing uh, Jon up a little bit, and maybe he realized, okay, you are okay. Yeah. So I like the fact that the dragon didn't kill Jon. Yeah. I mean, because obviously they share some sort of connection. Then Drogon, because he's mad because his mother just died, he burns the Iron Throne. I like that. I thought it was very symbolic. Yeah? It reminds me of the Lord of the Rings a little bit, because in the Lord of the Rings, the source of all evil, of all corruption in man, is the ring. So at the end of the story, the ring must be destroyed. Just like in this case, the source of all the plotting, the scheming, the betrayal and everything, the corruption in people, is the throne. Everybody's fighting to get to the throne. So let's just burn the whole thing and destroy it once and for all. Yeah. So I actually like the what he represented, Drogon burning down the throne. But then Drogon just leaves with Daenerys' body. And my question is, where did he go? I thought he was going to come back later in the episode to kind of be with Jon. Why not? I mean, they share some sort of connection there, but that never happened. And I wonder, where did he go? Maybe he went to that place where they say that the dragons come from. I think it's Valyria or Old Valyria, maybe. I don't know. But I didn't like the fact that they didn't show Drogon later. I mean, he just took off. He went somewhere that we don't know where, and he never came back. So I actually didn't like that. Oops, sorry. Number 6, Brienne writing Jaime's story. I really like that, guys. I thought it was a very beautiful scene. In previous seasons, we saw that that was something that really bugged and bothered Jaime. The fact that his record as a knight in that big book was very, very short, and he worried that he would always be remembered as the Kingslayer. Not a very good reputation to have. But then I like the fact that Brienne sat down and wrote all his story and wrote about everything that he did. And obviously, for the looks of it, she wrote his story from a positive perspective. As so, she wrote his story as a hero, yeah. And even the way she ends the story, yeah, saying that he died protecting his queen. So I'm glad to see that. Now Jaime at least gets to be remembered as one of the greatest knights in Westeros, based on that story that Brienne wrote. Number 7, the council, or that small council that we saw mostly more towards the end of the episode. First, I was glad that there were characters there that we haven't seen in such a long time, like Catelyn's brother, for example, Edmure, yeah, and the errand boy and other Yara, yeah, from the Island. I'm glad that these characters were there, but again, I mean, the whole thing just felt too rushed, because how did they get there? I mean, we haven't seen those characters for a while. What happened to them all this time? How did they get there? So I thought it was kind of a big plot hole there. I mean, we don't know what these other kingdoms were up to. We don't know how they felt about the fact that Daenerys just burned the whole city down. Yeah, Yara, she was a little bit vocal about it. She took Daenerys' side, and she kind of hated Jon Snow for killing her. Killing Daenerys, but the other ones, I mean, what do they think about it? We don't know. So I really didn't like that, because It's like they just got, you know, those characters and put them there, yeah, just to make some sense at the end. Number 8, King Bran, or King Bran the Broken, yeah. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. You know, guys, not for me. Let's talk a little bit about the way he was chosen first. I mean, the way he was chosen, I thought it was very weird because it's that small council there, and then they started voting who should be king. I just think that that system of choosing uh, could actually be corrupted very easily in the future. Yeah, I mean, I don't see that as a very effective way of choosing a ruler. Yeah, I actually thought it was funny that it was Sam who created, yeah, or who came up with democracy. Yeah, the idea of democracy. Oh, let's let the people choose. But the lords there and the queens and the kings, yeah, they didn't want that. But the way was chosen, I thought it was a little bit weird how he was chosen, and there is something about Bran that I don't like the fact that he became king, mainly because of his story arc. The way that his story arc um, was displayed. Because guys, in season 1, in episode 1, he has that accident. He gets crippled, and then ever since then, he has been carried around. And that's it. He hasn't really done much. As a matter of fact, I mean, I would say he hasn't done nothing. He has just been carried around. People died protecting him, and even when he became the three-eyed raven, he didn't do anything. Do you remember in the Battle of Winterfell in episode 3 of this season, season 8, when he was by that tree with Theon and he worked into those ravens? What was he doing there? He spent the whole episode, the whole battle, working, yeah, into those ravens. But what was he doing? They never explained that to us. Yeah, I thought they were going to explain it to us later, in the season. Yeah, but no. So, Bran really didn't do anything. So because of that, having him be the king now, it was very underwhelming to me, and I was like, oh no, man, I can't believe that. So personally, I didn't like Bran becoming the king, not because of Bran himself, but because the way his story was told for the entire series. I don't think he deserved to be king after, let's say, having done nothing, pretty much. Number 9, Arya and Sansa's outcome. First of all, Arya, I was glad to see that Arya became this kind of pirate, explorer. I think it matches her personality. She's always been kind of a free spirit, she's always liked to explore the unknown and different things. And now she has become a very competent warrior, yeah, and killer, let's say. So, I like the way that, her story arc ends. Yeah, she goes over, I think, west, yeah, to unknown lands to explore what else is out there. So I like that. And Sansa becoming not Lady of Winterfell, but also Queen of Winterfell. I thought it was okay from the perspective that Sansa has always been a lady, yeah. It made sense for her to be in the castle and ruling. Yeah, so I actually like that. All right. Number 10, Jon Snow's outcome. Now, Jon Snow's outcome, I didn't like, guys. I felt it was a huge disrespect to Jon's character, because he started the series in season 1 as a bastard. He goes to the Night's Watch, and he ends the series kind of treated like a criminal, and he gets sent to the Night's Watch again, yeah? He has just saved humanity from a very dangerous tyrant, yeah, by killing Daenerys, and he gets treated like a criminal, I hated that. I hated that so much. And guys, Jon, he has been through so much throughout this series, he he went to the Night's Watch. He's been a bastard or treated like a bastard all his life. He had to prove himself in the Night's Watch. He fought wildlings. He fought the dead. His comrades from the Night's Watch betrayed him and killed him. He came back to life. He took the castle of Winterfell back from the Boltons. Okay, Sansa helped him later with Littlefinger's army, but it was Jon who started the whole thing, and he was actually prepared to die in that battlefield, trying to get his family's castle back. So Jon, he has had an amazing journey, and to see this journey end the way it did, him being treated like an outcast, like a criminal, and being sent to the Night's Watch, I thought it was very disrespectful to his character. I so didn't like that. I like the fact that he got reunited with the wildlings, the Northerners, especially Tormund, because they are his friends now. Yeah, his true friends. I like the fact that he got reunited with Ghost. Yeah, his wolf. But him being sent to the Night's Watch, I didn't like that. I would understand if it was Jon's choice to do that. I felt that if they were going to do that, they should have given Jon the choice. Because if it had been Jon's choice, he could have said, Jon could have thought like, look, I fought too many battles. I'm tired of this. I feel terrible for killing Daenerys, even though I know I had to. I just want to live the rest of my days, quietly, north of the wall, and nobody would ever know that I'm there. Yeah, that would have been okay because it was his choice. Yeah, so I wouldn't have a problem with that. But since it wasn't his choice and he got sent there, I really, really didn't like that. So guys, that's it. These are the top 10 biggest moments of the series finale of Game of Thrones for me, as well as some of my thoughts. I liked some things, I didn't like some other things. So it was a mix of emotions there. Now, my overall impression of the series, especially this last season, now that it wrapped, was that it was all too rushed. I even read on the internet some articles saying that there's many people that say, many fans that say that the series should have been in reality 10 seasons long, and each season should have had 10 episodes. And I really agree with that. I agree that if they had, let's say, 10 seasons to work with and 10 episodes for each season, they would have had more time to set everything up and, tell the story and end the story in a way that, wouldn't feel so rushed. Yeah, but that's my overall impression. It was just too rushed, and suddenly we had characters completely changing and doing things that it felt out of character for them because we haven't seen the development. We haven't seen how they got there. It was just like that. All right. But guys, that's it. These are some of my thoughts. Now, what did you think of the series finale of Game of Thrones? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you think it was too rushed? Leave me a comment down below and let me know, all right? So I really thank you for watching the video until now. And again, if you're not a subscriber yet, consider subscribing. I put out videos like this every single week, all right? So thank you very much, guys. I'm James Keifer, and I'll see you soon.